I'm pretty sure you watching this video right now have found out that your student loans have affected your credit report. And just like you and some other people's, your scores are dropping like a rock. Some people are seeing 90-day late payments when they just got back on your report. Some even collections. But here's the crazy part. Many of this happened while it was in deferment. So with that being said, if it happened in deferment, then that means that your report is incorrect. And if it's wrong and incorrect, then you can get it fixed. And how you're gonna do that? Don't worry, I got you. Because in today's video, I'm gonna show you step by step how to remove those student loans from your credit report. So what I want you to do right now is go grab your pen and paper. No, really, go grab your pen and paper because I'm really gonna help you remove all this stuff right now. And without further ado, let's dive in. All right, so let's go ahead and break it down step by step of how we're gonna get everything removed off the credit report. So just go ahead and stay with me. The reason why everything looks weird on your credit report is because when the pause ended for the deferment in 2024, the loan companies really just randomly just started reporting again. They kind of let you know, but then they kind of didn't. Negative marks did start showing up early 2025, but that's why their scores have been dropping so dramatically fast. But here's the hidden gift, okay? Because of the restart, there are a ton of mistakes on people's credit reports. The CFPB, or as we like to call it, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, have found problems like duplicate loans after services have been charged. So that means there are duplicates on your credit report. Loans that were canceled are still shown as open. Wrong payment history during deferment. How in the world are you 90 days late when it just got back on your credit report? That doesn't make any sense. And if you were in the fresh start, any default marks were supposed to be deleted immediately, okay? So if they're still there, then that's an error that you can dispute. So even though that these late payments are back on your credit report, there's a blessing in this curse. So let's go ahead and look for it so we can delete everything from the credit report, okay? I don't want you to be a credit repair company or anything like that. I'm not saying that. I'm gonna break this stuff down step by step for you on a real simple level, okay? So if you've never looked at your credit report before, you don't know what inaccuracies you're looking for, you don't know how to dispute, don't worry, I'm gonna help you just like that. I'm gonna hold your hand throughout this whole process, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to the computer right now and we're gonna see how we can do everything starting with opening your credit report. All right, ladies and gents, so this is gonna be step one, which is opening your credit report, okay? Now, to follow along with this, you can easily click the link below. If you click the link below, you're gonna see a few links. On those links, there's Identity IQ, My Score IQ, and MYFREESCORENOW. All three of these look the exact same on what you're seeing on the screen right here, okay? Yes, annual credit report does give you a free credit report every single month. Fact check me on that. But you do have to switch pages and stuff. If you're fine with that, then that's cool. But if you want to follow along with what I'm doing right here, you can get it from, again, MyFreeScoreNow, Identity IQ, My Score IQ. The links will be in the description below, and you're going to see everything side by side as far as TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax, okay? So if you want to pause the video, go get that, come right back, okay? Now, when you get that, the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to look for all of the student loans that are on your credit report, okay? You're going to see names like U.S. Department of Education, Fed Loan. You're also going to see like Mohila, stuff like that. So these are the type of names that you actively want to look for. And the reason why I really like MyFreeScoreNow and stuff like that is because it shows it it's very simple to look at. You see what I'm saying? So this is what's going to make it even easier for you. Now, again, you are going to see names like, just for the example purposes, U.S. Department of Education or private lender. You want to look for all the mistakes, okay? Now, these are the mistakes that we're going to go over right now. So number one, like late remarks during deferment or forbearance. You shouldn't be marked late if you weren't required to pay. That doesn't make any sense, okay? And then number two, the same loan listed twice after a transfer. So if it went from U.S. Department of Education to Mohila, you should not see two of the same things, okay? And by two of the same things, I mean same account number, same, balance, dates, things of that nature. And number three, old loans showing open after consolidation or cancellation. Number four, wrong dates for the late payments. This changes when the loan, normally falls off the report. And number five, federal loans showing charge off like a credit card. That's usually wrong, ladies and gents. If you didn't know, but now you know. So with all that information being said, let's go ahead and look into this. So the first thing that you want to look at right here, you want to look for all the inaccuracies on your credit report. Now, what I mean by inaccuracies, you want to look for, are all three bureaus showing the same thing? So you see right here, for an example purposes, you see how monthly payments, it shows 0 for TransUnion, 0 for Experian, 0 for Equifax. You know what that means? They're all moving aligned to the same beat. That is accurate, okay? But what about monthly terms? You see how it shows 0, then 1, then 0? That is an inaccuracy, okay? So you have the right to dispute that, okay? Next thing, let's just say, for example, let's just say your high credit balance is 1354, but Experian is showing 1,000. Equifax is showing 0. Any type of different numbers. That is an inaccuracy, ladies and gents. You're going to circle this. Circle this whole thing. Okay, circle TransUnion, circle Equifax, circle Experian. That's what I'm going to do. This is an inaccuracy. This is an inaccuracy. Let's just say you go to monthly payments. Let's just say it's 1,000 for TransUnion, 0 for Experian, 0 for Equifax. That is an inaccuracy. You see where I'm going with this? This is the type of inaccurate information that you want to look for, okay? It doesn't matter what it is. The only thing I want you to refrain from are the comments. You can't really change comments because it's actually coming from that lender itself. So if it's blank right here and you sold 2 more, that's really not an inaccuracy because, you know, that's more volunteer than anything. Okay, they don't have to put comments. But that's the information that you actively want to look for. So I want you to circle every single one. So for example, okay, monthly payment was inaccurate. Date open was inaccurate. It's showing 129, 11, 11. Which one is correct? And it's not on you to prove if it's correct or not. It's on them. And by them, I'm talking about TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax, okay? They have to prove it, not you. It's not on you. It's on them. You put it on my report, so you explain to me why you think this is accurate. Why is this verified? All right, and if you can't, then this needs to be deleted or updated to positive on my account. It should not be negatively impacting me, okay? So with that being said, that's just part 1 of what you're going to look for. Now, let's just say, even after all that information right there, let's just say, for example purposes, you're looking at your credit report, you don't see any inaccuracies right there. I've never seen that before. I've always seen some type of inaccuracies, but let's just say you don't, okay? Now we're going to go down to 2-year payment history. Okay, this is where they're really supposed to report everything on time, okay? And this is how you can really find the inaccuracies. Because this is what I do in my credit repair company, okay? So step 1, let's look at Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. Right here, August 2023. Everything is aligned. Everything is aligned. Everything is aligned. But when you get to March, it starts looking weird. Look at this. TransUnion said you paid on time. Experian, you said you paid on time. Equifax isn't reporting anything. Now, why in the world did Equifax not get anything? That doesn't make any sense. That's an inaccuracy. You can circle that. Okay, you see where it starts showing charged off, CO charged off, okay? That is an inaccuracy because Equifax is saying you paid on time, but Experian says it's charged off. TransUnion isn't showing anything. That does not make any sense. That is an inaccuracy in itself, okay? So this is the stuff that you have to look for when it comes to everything. Look at all these inaccuracies. You can circle every last one of these, okay? You can also circle this one. TransUnion isn't showing anything. It's still charge off, but you know, Equifax isn't, you know, promoting anything. That is the type of information that you want to circle along with any information right here to show that this is not supposed to be on the account, okay? And this is just step 1. Let's just say you're saying right now, oh, how to, you know, mine doesn't look like this. Mine doesn't look like this at all. Mine looks totally different. Don't worry. I'm pretty sure it probably looks like this. So, and I know this is an auto loan, but just stay with me, okay? Think of that as still a, you know, Department of Education or MOHELA, whatever your student loans are. I'm just trying to show you for example purposes. Let's just say that 90-day late payments were coming out of nowhere, 60-day late payments were coming out of nowhere before you even were supposed to, you know, pay for anything. You looked right here, you found all the inaccuracies that you found. You're like, okay, the balance is incorrect, the monthly terms is incorrect. All right, so I circled this. Now I need some more hard-hitting stuff. Let's go right here. TransUnion, not reporting anything. Experian said you paid on time. Equifax, not reporting anything. That's an inaccuracy in itself. What are we doing, ladies and gents? Now you paid on time. Now you paid on time. Now you paid on time. But when you get here, things get tricky. TransUnion shows 30-day late. Excuse me, I don't know, I'm sorry. But TransUnion shows 30 days late right here. Experian shows 30 days late right here. Equifax shows that you paid on time. Which one is it, guys? Prove to me which one it is, because I think I paid it on time. Even if you didn't, okay? But they have to prove that. All right. This is the type of battle that you have to go through. Then you were 30 days late, then 30 days, then you were 60 days late. Now you're back to 30 days late. And then it says after that you paid on time. Okay, great. Now it shows that you were 60 days late. How you go from paid on time to 60 days late? I'm pretty sure every 30 days you're supposed to report something. You see how much of a big dip and a difference that is between okay and now you're 60 days late, and then Equifax isn't showing anything. Ladies and gents, this is the type of stuff that you need to circle and you need to write down to make sure that you know what is inaccurate for which bureau, which inaccuracy you have. Okay, so for TransUnion, they're saying 77, Experian showing 77, but Equifax is showing 0. Let me write that down. Okay, they're saying I was 60 days late, but Equifax isn't showing anything. Let me write that down. Okay, there was nothing being shown. You see what I'm saying? That's all you have to do. So you're going to keep a list of the information right here. And this is just step one. This is what you want to do when you're analyzing your credit report. And you're going to do it for each and every student loan that you have on your report that's negatively impacting your credit score. Okay, this is the first thing. Now, here's the fun part. The 3 rounds that you're going to be using to dispute all this information is all coming from consumer law. Okay, and that's the next thing that we're going to get into. So we're going to get into the first round. Now, ladies and gents, please stay with me, okay? Stay with me. I'm not trying to bore you with law jargon, anything. I'm not trying to make you a credit repair company. I'm just trying to help you do this correctly yourself, okay? On the consumer side. Now, I am going to be throwing some laws at you. Now, I'm not expecting you to remember this or anything, but just utilize what I say. You can always come back to this video. Now, in round 1, we're going to be using 15 USC 1681 EB, just like here. What does that say? Inaccurate information on the credit report. Okay, so this is the first thing that we're going to be doing. This basically tells the credit bureaus you must make sure that your report is accurate as possible. If the info is wrong, like duplicates, wrong dates, wrong status, they have to fix it, okay? So in your letter, which I show you right here, you're going to list all the mistakes and what you should say and what they should say, and then you must include documentation of proof, and I'll get into that in a second, okay? So this is just a letter to help you out. You can definitely screenshot this, but hear me out. Disclaimer, ladies and gents. I do not expect for you to literally take this, slap your name on it, and send it to the bureaus, because this is how other people get tripped up. After a while, this is probably going to be shown as a template letter. The credit bureaus do not like template letters, because if they see the same letter over and over, they're going to start marking this as, frivolous, and they're going to throw it out. They're going to think that it did not come from you, okay? And you don't want that. Sometimes it's inevitable. They're going to write that to you anyway, but not to get just super deep into it. The credit bureaus have a system in place called e-Oscar that reads all letters. It's not even really a human eyes that looks at it at first. So if the e-Oscar system has seen this letter 40, 50, 60 times already, then the 41st time, the 61st time that you send it in, it's going to mark it as frivolous and throw it out, and you're not even going to have a chance. So round 1 was just thrown to the wayside. So please hear me out. Do not just slap your name on this and send it in. I want you to take a screenshot of this, okay? Take a screenshot. You remember all those inaccuracies that we just looked at, that you wrote down, that I hope you've written down? You're going to put all of that on there. So what you're going to do, you're going to screenshot this, go to ChatGPT, and you're going to paste that into there and say, hey, add these inaccuracies. Add the month of dates, 77, but Experian says 77, but Equifax says 0. TransUnion said I was 30 days late, but Experian and Equifax said I was paid on time on this date, on July 2022, on July 2024. For example, TransUnion said they didn't report anything. Experian showed it as a charge-off. Equifax said I paid on time. And you're going to list every last one of these, and you're going to tell ChatGPT, just formulate it. That's all it's going to do. Now you have your own unique letter, okay? Now you low-key sound like a credit repair company, okay? Not entirely, but for the most part. It should look like it's coming from you, okay? So again, just to reiterate, take letter, take picture of it, copy it, put in ChatGPT. Take inaccuracies, put in ChatGPT along with letter and tell it to create new letter. It's going to spit it out, all right? Everything's going to come out just like this. Now, when you get that letter, you're going to tell it to make it for TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax, okay? Here are the credit bureau's mailing addresses. This is where you're going to send everything. Take a screenshot of this as well, okay? Or pause it. I don't care how you do it. As in the making of this video, these are the best places to send it to, okay? Now, when you send that information, do not just put this in a letter and just send it off. You're not going to do that. You're also going to put in that letter 3 forms of identification. You know what that means? Your government ID, your driver's license, whichever one, okay? You're going to have a picture of your social security card and a picture of a proof of address. It could be a new bill, old bill. It does not matter. Just make sure you have these 3 forms of identification. So that means you're going to have the letter, proof of address, ID, social security, all 4 of those, all right? You're going to put that in an envelope. You're going to go down to the post office and you're going to send this certified mail. If you never send certified mail, it's going to come with a green slip. You're going to fill it out. You're going to give it to the lady or the dude at the front. You're going to say, here, I want to send this here. They already know about the credit dispute process. Or you want to send it to Experian P.O. Box? Well, yes, ma'am, or yes, sir, I do. All right? That's what you want to do. And then they're going to print you out. They're going to print you out a receipt. Do not throw out this receipt. A lot of people do this for some reason. Do not throw out that receipt, all right? Because it's going to have your tracking numbers on it. It's the whole point of sending your certified mail. I don't care if you slap it on your refrigerator just to make sure you don't lose it. Do it. I don't care. Put it in a shoebox. I don't care. I don't care. Just make sure that you hold on to this because this is round 1. Okay? Now, when you leave that post office, the next thing that you're going to be doing is you're going to be waiting 30 days. I need you to really pay attention to your identity IQ, your MyFreeScoreNow, MyScoreIQ, whichever one you have. So when the 30 days are up, it's going to update you about what's been going on your credit report. It might say it got deleted. It might give you some remarks, or it might not delete at all. Okay? But that does not mean we are done because we're going to go into round 2. Okay? Now, in round 2, not to bore you, this is where we're going to come up with 15 USC 1681I and EB as well. And this is all about the reinvestigation clause, okay? All right, not to bore you, but if the credit bureaus tell you something's wrong, if they tell you, hey, you know, around the 30 days to investigate it, and they come back and they say, hey, this is verified, all this is actually yours, but if they have not shown proof, then they must show the proof. And that's the whole point of this one right here, okay? So basically, a lot of you have tried to dispute in the past or recently, and you got to verify, and you feel like, oh, it's verified. You know, there's nothing I can do. You know, they got me. No, they did not. How did they verify this, okay? How did they get all this information up? How did they get all this information back? Can you please show it to me? Because you have that right. It's your information. You see what I'm saying? So that's why we're using this as an investigation. So you said it's verified. Cool. Can you please prove it to me? Show me all documentation stating that this is right. And a lot of times they're not going to have the time to show you all that information because they didn't even do a proper investigation. They just said it's verified so you can move on. Okay? So that's basically in a nutshell what this is saying right here. Just like it says, I'm writing to dispute the accuracy of the completeness and certain time listed on my credit file maintained by your agency. See what I'm saying? And then you're going to put all the information. You're going to do the same thing, what I told you to do on round 1. Take a screenshot, okay? Then what you're going to do is you're going to put it in ChatGPT. You're going to put the remaining negatives. If certain student loans got off your credit report, then you're going to put the ones that are still remaining. Okay, hey, you said this one, this one, this one. All right, you're gonna put for each one. Well, actually, you know, you could put all of them in ChatGPT and tell ChatGPT to make you, you know, a letter for Experian, a letter for Equifax, a letter for TransUnion. So again, when you put this letter in ChatGPT, you put the remaining student loan negatives in ChatGPT along with letter, okay? Because you're gonna copy and paste. You're gonna put every last one of the negatives for TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. And then you're going to tell ChatGPT, hey, please separate letters for each mailing credit bureau. Okay, that's what you're going to do for each credit bureau. Please submit for each please submit letter for each credit bureau. Okay, and it's going to separate everything for you. So now you don't have a template letter that you're sending out. Okay, and again, you're going to send it here. You're going to go back to the post office. All right, and you're going to do the same thing, certified mail. They're going to print you out that letter. That receipt. It's going to give you your second tracking numbers, all right? Stick it on your refrigerator. Do it again or put in the shoebox, however you did it last time, all right? Keep track of this. Do not keep it in your back pocket. Do not keep it in your car thinking like everything is cool. No, be a responsible adult. Put it on your refrigerator. Do whatever you got to do, all right? And don't forget 3 forms of identification. And make sure that you keep a track of all the information that you sent, because trust me, it's going to come in handy because we're not done. So now, let's just say everything is not on the account anymore. If it's not on the account, then you don't have to worry about this. But if there are still some remaining student loans on your credit report, then this is where round 3 comes in, where we're going to use 15 USC 1681I, EB, and then also S-2 and also CC. Okay, you don't have to remember all that. I'm just saying. Okay, is the request of the reinvestigation under all 3. Okay, so you're saying basically, credit bureaus, that none of this stuff on my credit file is still supposed to be verified, but I asked you to provide documentation. You didn't provide the documentation that I needed, and you're still ignoring me. All right, so I demand all of the information I need from your credit file to show that this is accurate, because on my end it shows inaccurate. Again, don't forget, all of this stuff is inaccurate. Don't forget that, okay? So with that being said, we're going to continue to fight. And I know you're probably thinking, man, this isn't going anywhere. I only had like a few things off my report. Hold on, time out. You're still building that case, okay? So with that being said, you're going to take this, do the same exact thing. You're going to put it in ChatGPT along with the remaining negatives on your account for all 3 bureaus. You're going to tell it to spit you out 3 new letters. You're going to take that. You're going to send it down to the post office, all right? When you send it to the post office, same exact thing, rinse and repeat. Certified mail, get that receipt, stick it on your refrigerator, and then after that, you're gonna move forward, okay? You're gonna wait those 30 days. Everything should be off your report. If it does not, you now have the case that you need to go and escalate further, ladies and gents. You're already 3 months in. You probably got a few things off. Now it's time to escalate this, because they are playing games with you, okay? Now, the next thing that we're going to be doing is utilizing probably the CFPB or the BBB, but in this video, just to make it easier for you, we're going to use the CFPB. Now, with all that, I am going to go through that, but I just want to tell you, again, always remember your rights under the FCRA. Under the FCRA 609 and 611, I'm not trying to bore you with jargon, but I'm just saying you have the right to request full validation of debt if it's not just verification, dispute any inaccurate, outdated, unverifiable, or incomplete information, and demand unverifiable or incorrectly reported collections or charge-offs or late payments can be deleted. Okay, this is in your right as a consumer. All right, so don't forget that. So with that being said, all the things that you're doing right now was either to get everything removed, but also build up that case to prove to the CFPB or the BBB, whichever one that you want to use, that, hey, everything is not accurate. They're playing games. I need you to step in and continue to do this. All right. So now let's go ahead and get to the CFPB of how we're going to submit all the information about your case. All right, ladies and gents. So now we're with the CFPB. Just want to let you know, yes, it still does work. No matter what it is, you can still utilize this. This is where we're going to start sending complaints on behalf of the CFPB. Okay. A lot of people think that a CFPB is like a credit repair company. It's not. You could definitely use it to get a lot of things removed out the report like we're about to do right now. But trust me, you do have to do certain things to submit that case to really get stuff off a little faster. So this is why I wanted to show you from the consumer side on really how to do this. So if you don't have an account, I'm going to show you how to get an account right now. When you get here, the green and white place, you're going to scroll down. You're going to go to start a new complaint, all right? When you start a new complaint, it's going to go here, and it's going to tell you to create an account if you don't already have one, all right? So if you don't have one, go ahead and get one. I already have a dummy one, so I'm going to go ahead and sign in now. All right, ladies and gents, so now that we are logged in to your CFPB portal, again, if you never used this before, I will show you step by step on how to do this. But if you've been here before, you kind of know what to do. But I'm gonna make it a little different for the student loans, okay? So the number one thing that we're gonna do is submit a complaint. What is it that we're actually complaining about? Now you have a list of options. You have checking and savings, credit card. Normally we would do credit reporting and other consumer goods. Not consumer goods, credit on other personal credit reports, debt collection, debt or credit management, etc. But what we're going to do today is we're going to click on student loans, okay? Because that is the main bread and butter of what we are going for. So what kind of student loans? So if you have private student loans or federal student loans, you can click on federal student loans. Also, I just want to tell you also, it's really no wrong answer, but if you still want to click on credit reporting, you still can as well. You click on credit reporting, you can do credit reporting. But for the making of this video, we're going to do student loans. Okay, we're going to do federal loans. If you have student private loans, you're going to make a whole separate one for that. Okay. Now you could do the college or university that it's from. So whatever it is, you can click that right there. You could put in the university's name, and then we can go from there. Now, what type of problems are you having? Most federal student loan complaints we are getting about one of the following topics, okay? So, you're going to click on problem with credit report or credit score. That is what you're going to click on because the other ones really don't matter to you right now. Now, right here it says which best describes your problem. So, for all of these, you're going to put problem with company's investigation into an existing problem. So, you can click that right here. Which best describes what happened. You could put the investigation took more than 30 days. The investigation did not fix the error on your report. Okay, so that's the one that we're going to click. Have you tried to fix this problem with this company? Of course we have. We sent in three rounds. Did you request information from this company? Yes, the reinvestigation clause. Now, what information did you request? You can easily put just verify student loan payments. You can put that, again, it's optional, but it just helps. It just kind of helps the situation. It really doesn't matter if you put that or not, but you know, any information definitely helps. Did the company provide this information? Of course they didn't. That's the reason why we're here. So you're gonna click no, and then you're gonna click next. Just wait for it to load. Now, in this next step right here, it's going to ask you what happened. This is the bread and butter of the whole complaint, okay? So now, this is where you're going to explain everything. You're going to say, hey, you know, I sent in 3 forms of rounds to explain all the information here. You can also put, you know, the reinvestigation clause. You can put all the information. It really doesn't matter. Well, actually, it really does matter, but however you want to twist and turn it, just whatever floats your boat. Like, you know, I sent in 3 dispute letters to the credit bureaus, you know, requesting removal of inaccurate student loan accounts from my credit report. These letters were sent under my rights granted by the Fair Credit Reporting Act, or the FCRA. Despite confirming delivery, the bureaus have not informed or verified the accounts, nor have they provided proper responses. This is a violation of FCRA, blah, blah, blah. So you can use this for this, okay? You don't have to mix it up if you don't want to, but you can definitely use this, okay? I'll give you a second so you can kind of screenshot that. Now, the next thing that we're going to do, you can, you know, put, you know, dates, amounts, and things like that if you want to right here. I think you should. So however many negatives you still have remaining on your report, I would say put it right here. And then make sure you copy this and kind of put it like in a note section because you're going to have to do this again. So save all of this. And then the next thing you want to do, you don't have to click this. You don't have to publish a description. It doesn't matter. Fair resolution, delete student loans from credit report. That's all you have to do. Thank you. Always thank the credit bureaus, or the CFPB, excuse me. So again, information right here. Delete student loans from credit report. Thank you. Okay. Now, this is where it gets super important. You remember all 3 of those rounds? You remember those 3 receipts that I told you to put on your refrigerator? You're going to put all that information right here. All of it, okay? So you're going to put all that information right here, and you're going to submit this to the CFPB. Every last one of that information is going to go right here. Once you do that, you're going to click next. Now, is this complaint? Now you're going to say, do you want to complain about a student loan company? You could say yes. If you want, you could put, you know, TransUnion if you want to start with that. And it's going to pop up. whichever one that you want to put, reporting agency, and you're going to put your social security number. You could put your account number. Doesn't matter. You could just keep your social security number. You could put that right there. Do you want to complain about another one? I would say no, because you're going to rinse and repeat this whole process again with the CFPB with all 3 credit bureaus, okay? All 3 of them. So you're going to have 3 in total. You're going to click next. Now, the next thing that it's going to do, you're going to say myself, and then after that, you're going to go through everything to make sure everything is correct. You're going to click review, and then you're going to click submit. Again, you're going to rinse and repeat this 2 more times. Now, ladies and gents, this is the way on how you're going to do this. Is this 100% accurate? No, it's not. It might take you a few times even after this to get everything removed. But if you stay consistent, everything is going to come off your credit report. There is no super magic letter unless you want to do something unethical to remove this stuff off your report. All right. So if you follow these steps, everything is going to come off your report. I promise you right now. But if you feel like you don't have time to do all this and you do need help because, you know, life is just happening, then what I want you to do is click the link below so I can help you, so you can get in my credit repair program. I do it for you, release you of the headache, and make sure everything works for you in your process, okay? Either way it goes, you're going to get this stuff removed if you stay consistent and patient. I want to thank you guys for stopping by. Again, I really hope that this helps you guys. Let me know in the comment section if you found any other way that kind of helps you and to get everything removed a little faster, or if you've used this before, let us know in the comment section about your data points and what actually happened. Again, I want to thank you guys, and until next time, ladies and gents.